Well, welcome back. So, I'm sure you're ready to find out what happens next between Malam Shehu, Abubakar, and Zainobe. Are you ready for part 2? Let's go. Chapter 6 Rama, A Quest for Vengeance. Abu lay beneath a tree, tired and not sure which direction to take. Above him, hidden in the tree, some bandits squalled greedily. "Let's shoot him," said one. "There's no need. Let's just take his belongings. He looks quite harmless," the other replied. The first insisted, shooting an arrow at Abu. He missed, but Abu started and sprang on his feet, woken in the process. "Are you a thief?" they asked. "No, only a wronged man seeking vengeance," came the reply. "Join us and forget your sorrow." "I am sorry. I cannot steal," Abu confessed. K? Who are you? And how did you enter this forest?" Startled, Abu retreated towards his horse, tied in the distance. They pounced on him and grabbed him by the throat. "You're not even afraid of us." "You curse, and my money. What more do you want?" Abu cried. "This," came the reply. Flash! Fading sounds. Abu struggled but passed out, his eyes drawing shut as the shadows of the bandits drifted into the night. Chapter 7 Kunnedaya, the One-Eared Thief. Days passed, but that meant nothing to Abu. He lay there with no one to help him. Finally he awoke, his head pounding terribly. It took a while, but like a nightmare, the details of his ordeal became more vivid by the minute. First, Zainobe's betrayal, followed by the pain inflicted by the bandits. Abu knew he had to get away from there, fast. Abu went on. Upon nearing a town, he heard singing and asked a man nearby, "Do you know where I can find a man to avenge me?" "Ah, you must be a stranger. This is Birnin Zauna Shirinka, the land of readiness. People here stand in readiness in case of strange happenings. A bad place indeed." "You will find thousands of them," came the reply. The following day, Abu found a soothsayer. Abu Bakr learned from him that Malam Shehu only took the girl from him because he had looked for her 35 years. Zainobe still loves you, but she is under a spell. But can't it be arranged that this same child will be their undoing?" Commented persuasively. "This is not difficult, but vengeance is for God," came the reply. "But if you insist, the magic sap you seek lies in the evil forest." Abu did not look back. He thanked him and was on his way to the evil forest. For 2 months Abu journeyed on, no man or woman in sight. At last, the smoke rising out from a distance gave him new hope. "Who are you?" "A thief." "The one-eared thief!" roared the hunter as he reached for his bow and arrow. Abu broke into tears. He could not take it any more. I am a poor traveler." Abu narrated his ordeal, telling the hunter about his quest for vengeance. "Yes, this is how they suffer. Here I am in this bush for over a year now. I have not seen a man, and the first one I come across wants to go and die in the evil forest." A shiver ran down Abu's spine. Show me the way," he stammered. Chapter 8 Dajin Mutuwa, the Forest of Death. "You're a brave man, Abu. You fear for me. It's been 7 days. My destiny lies ahead. I cannot stop now," said Abu, as he turned away before the hairy hunter could see the fear in his eyes. The hunter led him to his limits, and with tears running down his hairy cheeks, he hugged him. I cannot go any further. Goodbye, my friend. Abu walked on. He wept. He had borne untold suffering, and to what end? 2 weeks later, and Abu was still in the forest. He had fought a python, survived all those scary nights. The chill of the gusting winds woke Abu up, only to find the hands of an old frail lady in his. My son, she quivered, what brings you here? Abu mumbled his story all over again, this time with absolute fear and trembling. My son, I will give you this sap. She went to the tree, marking it with her sharp claws as she asked for his guard. With the sap came the command to leave the forest. Run! Run out of this forest before I harm you! As she growled, hairs grew out around her eyes as she took the form of a leopard. Terrified, Abu ran as fast as his skinny legs could carry him, finding his way back to the hunter's lair. Chapter 9. Wawa, Zainobe's son, goes mad. After many moons and seasons, Abu returned to his town, but nobody could recognize the battered, maimed, and wretched stranger. Barka da safe, Baba, came the morning greeting of a young and handsome boy on his way to school one morning. Who is that? Abu asked, as he sat basking in the sun. Tonight, Malam Shehu and Zainobe will pay. He smiled as he followed the boy secretly. That night, Abu smeared Buba, Zainobe's son, with the magic potion. Going to the room where Zainobe slept, he patted her head gently. Zainobe, you have disgraced me. You and your husband shall pay. Your husband wanted a son. That son will be a curse to you. Chapter 10. Kenan, the fulfilment. What is your name? Malam Usman, Shehu lied to the king, who was pleased with his humility and pleasant appearance. Shehu was not prepared to let down his guard. Our son ruined us, he later exclaimed, mourning to Zainobe as they settled down in their new home, far away where no one would know them. First, your jewelry, then all my money. Now our houses too. Malam Shehu worked hard to rebuild his wealth after his son, Buba, had brought them to ruins. You see, Buba, their son, had become a thief and a dangerous one at that. Overnight, he changed. It was totally unexplainable. Meanwhile, after many moons, Buba and his gang were passing through town when he saw it. Wow! Whose mansion is that? He asked. Malam Usman, came the reply, for so he was known. We must visit him tonight, Buba gleamed as he relished the thought of raiding this house. Unknown to him, it was Malam Shehu's house. It was his father's house. That night was a night like no other. Zainobe wailed and screamed as though the scales had fallen from her eyes. There lay her husband, Malam Shehu, dead. Buba's friends forced their way into the house, and old as he was, Shehu's heart failed. Chapter 11. The rest is history. Many months passed. Repentant Buba learned of Malam Abubakar and his evil deeds. It was time to pay him a visit. Abubakar was sitting by the fire, writing on his wooden slate. He looked up as the stranger entered, unannounced. I am Zainobe's son. Bube needed to say no more. Old and frail, with one eye and a disfigured face, Abu knew the end was near, and running was no use. It was over. Returning home, Buba lived out his days with his mother. He cared for her and continued his father's legacy. Indeed, what a great merchant he was. The end. Now that brings us to the very end of this story, and we are really grateful to great writers like Cyprian Ekwensi for sharing their thoughts with us. I hope you young readers enjoyed that story, and hopefully there'll be more to come your way in a short while. If you're curious about Cyprian Ekwensi, well, here's his picture. He is late now, but he has written so many lovely books for children, and I'm sure you would find a lot of them if you Google his name. My name is Obianuju Iyaji, and I hope you really enjoyed this story. I happen to be a teacher and a mother, and I find that sharing books like these would help our young readers to look out for even greater works written by Black authors or African authors, and hopefully be inspired to do great things themselves. Do take care until next time. Bye bye.